Hello, friends and followers. Well, here's a familiar sight, at least for me these days, the HRO 500 radio. So I've been trying to get all the bands working, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I had success with 4 and 5 in my previous videos. I got band 5 to work now somewhat, and bands 1 and 2. The only problem on these bands is they're dependent on one coil, and that coil is either not at the right inductance, or there's something else wrong in the switch conversion I did, which mucked up things. But anyway, yeah, that coil is this one here. I think it's that one. Anyway, it needs some work. But to demo, okay, so from tuning this radio, I found that these inductors are used per the instructions on the manual to tune the lower part of each band. The capacitors on the bottom are used to tune the higher part of the band. As you tune these to work at the lower end of the band to have the right frequency, and the frequency at the high end of the band is controlled by the capacitors, you go back and forth about 5 times, and eventually the band will be linear in that when you make selections, they'll be matching the scale. In this case, in bands 1, 2, and mostly band 1, and 2 is bad, and 5, the scale is not linear. Anyway, I hooked up a little LED here to show the radio is locked or not locked. So red means it's not locked. I've been using that as a guidepost because I haven't really gotten in here yet to fix that light there. The whole front panel has to come off because the meter needs fixed. I just didn't think that I wanted to dig into the front panel unless the radio worked. So I can't say it works perfectly at all, but it at least now works on all bands. I think my changing the front band switch wafer that I didn't completely understand how to reconstruct that switch has probably hosed up bands 1, 2, and 5. But anyway, here's my little demo. So I'm on AM band now, and I put the audio mute transistor back in, so it won't have audio unless it finds a signal and the light goes out, then the audio begins. So I know that this is not on the scale here. There's nothing to show you on the scale because this is all messed up. But if I slowly hunt around here, I think it'll lock on 1 megahertz. At least it was. Let's see if I can get it to hunt. I know it'll lock on .5. Okay, well that's not going so well. What if we go to .5 here? That's down. I got it working on .5, I thought. Now it's making a liar out of me because why? There it goes. Okay, it locked. The light's out. Now we'll tune it for preselect. And now we're on .5. See, add .5 plus this, .5, .6, .7, probably like around 800 something AM, but you can pick up a few things here on AM band. Looks like now you can tell I'm right around 90. So there's something. Anyway, that's AM, so it'll just pick up what's in the area. I'm not even sure what's on AM around here.
Employees who are making 6-figure salaries and they're all unionized and contribute to the Democratic Party.
So that's that.
When somebody gets
the preselector tends to have not much versatility when you're on AM. You have to really keep up with the band.
And really fairly minimal reps last year. He was one of those guys really maximized his reps.
Sports station.
Commanding and leading the offense. And,
Anyway, that's AM working now.
This is true. That it's nothing but particles. particles that were acting according to strict physical laws.
So that's that.
Listen.
Now how do I go to 1 megahertz? That should be at the 1, but because this thing is really goofed up and not linear, it's not at the 1. So anyway, I'll wind this thing back to 0. We're still locked, meaning the synthesizer is in coherence with everything else. Now I'm going to try and rotate up to get, now it's unlocked. We'll try and find one more lock here. I found it tonight using the frequency counter, which I've turned off, but without that I might not find it. That's why you need to use the markings on it. There it is. Okay, so that's 1 megahertz. Oh, it doesn't like that one though. It doesn't stay there. For some reason, this one's hard to keep. All right, and preselector 1 megahertz. What about there? Come on. All right.
Providing entertainment. Now, from such, turn away.
Again, that finals 2 years ago.
Anyway, this radio is not ready for prime time, that's for sure. It works, but barely. And you can see how it keeps going out of sync. So it's got a lot of problems still. It probably just needs more energy from the HF oscillator. But at least the bands are now working somewhat. Come on.
Yeah, you know, it's...
I like that station. It's got a little music. Okay. Anyway, this is AM.
Want to look at a top quality pre-owned vehicle? They're here to exceed your every.
I'm sure it will. And it keeps going out of sync. Come on. So if I can get that figured out, the problem is it's microphonic. So when if you tap the radio, it goes out. When I spin the dial, it vibrates the radio. Getting back to the Spanish stations here. Top of the dial. Come on. Anyway, it's a lot of work. All right, so that brings us to the top of the dial. I should be able to go to the next 1.5 marker, but I'm not sure how I can get to that one. I've not really tried that, but let's try it out. So in theory then, I can spin this thing higher and it should lock. I'm not sure how much higher, but because it's not calibrated. But it should lock eventually on the next 1.5 megahertz marker. It used to lock there no problem back in the day. There it is. Oh, it locked. And it seems rather happy there. All right, whoops, no, it's not happy. 1.5 megahertz, skipping along. Come on. And it doesn't even seem like it syncs there as far as a preselector. Doesn't seem like anything works. It's weird. I can't seem to select it. Not sure where the thing is now. Keep going up. Okay, there's 1.0 right there. That must be 1.0 that it hit. Like I thought. but I'm not getting really any noise out of it. This should resonate at 1.0. Nothing resonates. Oh, there it is. So it's way up there. It seems like we hit something that's far above. Let's go down because we're way off the scale here, so it's probably at 1.5. Any rate, let's get off that band. Let's try the next one here. This should be like 80 meters. I don't think this works, but it's not calibrated either. So we got to move this thing one little notch to get the right harmonics. There we go. Now we'll try this band out and see what happens. Yeah, the higher bands are easier than this. This is just still really experimental for me. 3.5. Nothing, no lock anywhere. So this isn't calibrated, so I would think that I'll get a lock somewhere, but it's not going to be what I expect. Still looking for a lock on that light there. Will I get a lock anywhere? Let's go down, 3.5. Keep going down, 3.0. I'd like to get a lock there. I think I locked it at 2.5. Yeah, there it is. So I'm not sure where this is, but that resonates at 2.5. So that should be WWV. I don't hear it. Anyway, what if we can lock at 3.0? Let's try that. I doubt we can. Now we're unlocked. Now we'll go up in frequency. Just slowly. It should lock at 3.0. Anyway, yeah, there it is. Okay, that's 3.0. The scale's just not linear. Not sure what the woodpecker is all about. So this would take us to 3.5. Let's try and lock it at 3.5. So that's that. We'll take this to 3.5. And then we'll look for the next lock. It's not calibrated, but we'll look for it. That should be 80 meters, 3.5. So you can see the band 2 needs some calibration help badly. And I'm not finding anything here. Anyway, band 4 and band 5, I'm sorry, band 3, 4, and 5 are fairly calibrated now. Yeah, this one's not gonna go. All right, anyway, moving on. So this band is very dependable now. Let's see how dependable it is. We'll move this. I gotta put the string in here so this goes automatically. Get the string connected up again because I'm tired of spinning that thing. Okay, this is band number 3. This has been a very hardy band as far as this radio goes. It's sort of a radio from hell. So start off at say what? I think this starts at what? Starts at 4. Let's go to 5. Okay, yeah, there's 5 and it just boom, works. It should get WWV at 5. Yep. So you can see that band 3 is working really good. So there's 5. Let's go to 40 meters. That's 7. And it should just lock right in. There's my lock. And this is 40 meters. So it just works, which it should do. I want to get bands 1 and 2 working this well, but this is basically fixed. Well, that guy.
I did check your neighbor lately, by the way.
I didn't have anything killed out. Oh, yes. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I think I was in there too.
KBW YSN to pick it up, W2 RPC.
This is the Wild System, point me, West Coast Station. Look for check-ins. All stations are welcome.
AM people? Of course.
Zanzibar. KK6 IRZ. Anybody hanging around?
Sounds like Jeff's looking for check-ins. He's a little low in frequency. He should be here, actually. Well, at any rate, that's 40 meters.
Are you there, mobile?
All right, so that's 40 meters. What else can I show you here? I guess I can go to WWV at 10 and show you off to you that it will lock on 10. There's 9. So it's really happy on this band as far as locking. There's 9, 9.5. It's a little off, I suppose. Whoops, it won't lock. Yeah, it'll lock on 10. 10's way up there. And I gotta spin this back to 0. And of course, that unlocked it because it banged it. Come on, lock there. That should be WWV. Yep, there it is. So I can hit 10 at the top of that band. And then let's try this band. And we'll try for 10 on that band. Take this down to 10. Where's 10? There it is. And crank this back to 10. It should perk right up. There's 10 right there. We gotta crank this thing over one. Right about there, probably. Yeah, there it is. Locked in. So we got these bands figured out. Rather nicely. So that's WAV. Could go to 20 meters now. Just dial up 14. 13, 14, right there. Hit a lock. Take this to 14, preselector. There's 20 meters. It sounds quiet. Sideband. FT8. Doesn't seem calibrated though. Calibrate mode. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Anyway, that's 20 meters. It's a little bit of work, but the heck is that? Carrier. Oh well. And of course I could try to run to 15 here for WAV check. There's 15 right there, and it locks just fine on 15. It's take it back to 0. There it is. And WWV. Now in theory, I should be able to lock that on the lower band, 14.5. If I go to 500, I should hear that on the lower band. Let's try that. There's 500, and if I go down one band, go down to 14.5, and take this down one notch, it should lock on the WWV. Oh, same thing. So yeah, that works. And then we could try to go to 17 meters. Okay, 17 meters would be 18. It locked. It unlocked. There, it's locked. So there's some people on here. FT8. That seems a bit off, doesn't it? Unlocked. At any rate, that's the radio. Somebody was on here. You gotta love it or hate it. It's how it is. It's a difficult radio, that's for sure. 15 meters is 21. I think that band's working, so crank it to here. I don't think it's accurate, but let's see if we could get anything. Band 5 is locking now onto things. I think it's a bit off though. Let's see what we can find. That's 28. Yeah, see, it locks on stuff easily. It locks pretty easy actually. Let's see, I think we could tell which one is 15 meters by the FT8s. So if we go down here to 7.4, we should hear FT8 right about there. Once we hit the right band, because we're not calibrated well here. That looks like it might be close. Let's go up one notch here. Oh, that's saying 18. Or no, it's saying 28? That seems really high. Oh, I'm trying for 15 meters. That's 21. Okay, so I'm probably at 22. Let's go down one. 21.5. I can't believe this is calibrated. Let's see if it is. That seems like 15. I don't hear anything, but well, anyway, that's my demo. The radio has had probably 100, 150 hours put into it. I don't know. It's been 4 solid weeks of working on this thing just to get it this far from totally dead to somewhat working, and it's not even really usable as a ham radio to receive and transmit. I guess you could receive with it if you're willing to put up with all the idiosyncrasies, but for this thing being a $1,500 radio in 1965, it would have to work a lot better than this one works. So this thing must still be a real sick pup. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great day.